Hi, I'm Katrine Doucet and I'm a speech-language pathologist at the Prenatal and Young Family Center in Vaudreuil-Dorion. I'm answering a question today from a mom of a 2.5-year-old boy who feels that she lacks the time during the day or during the week to stimulate her child's language, but she would like him to speak more and communicate more verbally at home. So it's not too difficult to add language to everyday activities. It's just that at first, anyway, you have to think about it more specifically, and then it becomes more automatic. What you need to do is start talking about what you're doing while you're doing it and involving your child in what you're doing, which seems like it might make things a little less efficient or take longer, but it's very important and in the end is worth it. And it might not take so long eventually when you're thinking about it, when it becomes more automatic and you're not thinking about it as much. For example, if you're doing the laundry, I'll speak to other moms who might be listening, other parents who might be listening. So if you have a child who's a little older, 3 or 4 years old, and you have some piles of clothes, the colors and the darks, or the black clothes, if you want to call them that for your child, you can talk about, this is a blue shirt, it belongs to Daddy, it goes in the colors. This is a pair of black pants, these are Chloe's black pants, they go in the dark colors. So you would talk about what categories things belong to, who things belong to, name items. There are lots of things you can work on. If your child is younger or not very verbal, I would use a much shorter verbal model. So I would say something like, this is a shirt. I'm wearing a shirt. This is a shirt. These are pants. You're wearing pants. Or you could say, this is Daddy's. This is Mummy's. This is Chloe's. So you're just talking about who things belong to, or you're giving a name, but you're giving a much shorter verbal model. If you're making muffins or you're making pancakes, you could take the eggs and crack them, 1, 2, 3, crack, and talk about the noises that things make and the color, it's yellow and things like that. So there are other opportunities for using language while you're making a recipe. I would also add that if you have a child who is more pointing at things or dragging you to something that he wants rather than verbally naming it, I would give him the opportunity to imitate after you by holding on to something and naming it before you give it to him. Now, this doesn't mean that you are going to withhold something until he has a fit and has a meltdown on the floor. It just means that you're going to give him a second or two to try to imitate you. And if he doesn't imitate you, that's all right. But if he does, then, big claps and encouragement and all that. So, for example, if it's milk that he wants, you could say, oh, the milk, milk, here's your milk. So you're giving him a chance to say, you could hold on for 1, 2, possibly 3 seconds maximum before you give it to him. Whether he says it or not, give it to him, because again, we're not trying to encourage a big meltdown. But the idea is that he hears your verbal model and that he might try and repeat it next time, even if he doesn't repeat it this time. So I'm hoping these suggestions were helpful and inspirational, inspiring you to do something similar at your house. And as always, if you have any questions for me, the speech-language pathologist, or any of the other professionals at the Prenatal and Young Family Center, don't hesitate to give us a call, 438-288-4448. Thank you.